Starfield is one of the most anticipated games of 2023. Skyrim and Fallout developer Bethesda is pretty well known for making huge RPGs, so the hype for a sci-fi epic set in an entire universe of explorable galaxies is literally planet-sized. You'll be able to explore the cosmos with all the trappings of a high-end sci-fi story and a classic role-playing game. So everything from character customization to shipbuilding, combat, crafting, joining and annoying factions, and so much more. In fact, there's so much to take in, we've prepared a breakdown of all you need to know. The Starfield release date is currently set for the first half of 2023. It was originally scheduled to release on the 11th of November this year, but was delayed back in May. At the time, developer Bethesda said that the date had been moved back as it wants to achieve its incredible ambitions for the game, explaining that it wants gamers to receive the best, most polished version of the experience. Sorry PlayStation people, but Starfield is set to launch as an Xbox Series X console exclusive, as well as on PC. While there were rumours that Bethesda had been talking to Sony about exclusivity early in development, Microsoft's $7.5 billion acquisition of ZeniMax Media, Bethesda's parent company, means that ain't ever gonna happen. The good news at least is that now Bethesda is being published by Xbox Game Studio Collective, Starfield will be available on Xbox and PC Games Pass the day it comes out. This is a big game, taking place in what's called the Settled Systems. This is an area in Starfield that reaches out from our solar system by approximately 50 light years. As for what that means practically, you'll be able to freely explore more than 100 different systems with 1,000 planets scattered between them. Will someone ever visit them all? Well, there's a challenge if you fancy one. The core story is still a very much guarded secret, although Bethesda has given out a few details. We know that Starfield takes place in 2330, 20 years after two of the largest factions, the United Colonies and Freestar Collective, engaged in a bloody colony war for territorial control. You'll be playing as a member of the Constellation, an organization of space explorers trying to navigate what remains after the aftermath. Where you go and who you choose to side with from there on is up to you. You can even become a space pirate if you want, and if the option exists to be a space pirate, you should totally be a space pirate. At first glance, Starfield's gameplay looks like it's drawing influence from other popular science fiction games like Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky. But at its heart, it's still a Bethesda RPG, so if you've played any of their other games like Fallout or Skyrim, you'll know what this means. Wide open spaces to explore, settlements and factions to find, leveling up and character development to chase down, and plenty of choices and consequences to deal with. As with all Bethesda games, ignoring the main quest is the main quest, as you poke every corner and NPC you can find just to see what happens. However, there will be some new things to try out, like building, customizing and flying ships, as well as a bigger focus on resource management, crafting, base building and more. And like Bethesda's previous RPGs, you'll be able to switch between a first and third person perspective at will. One of the most exciting new features in Starfield is the ability to clamber into a spaceship and explore outer space. You'll be able to pilot your ship freely and engage in ship-to-ship combat, which are two elements of the Starfield experience that Bethesda is keen to dial into. Starfield ship customization is a big part of this, giving you the capacity to modify every aspect of your vessel. Ships are modular, allowing you to modify all elements of their design, from the visual placement of the engines and cockpit to more considered choices such as how your power is split between weapons, shields, and your lightspeed travel capabilities. Starfield crafting and researching upgrades are going to be a huge part of the game. Not only will you be able to unlock mods and gear to improve your weapons and spacesuit, but you'll also be able to build, upgrade and expand outposts and bases. At the most basic level, you'll be able to run research projects to expand crafting options and unlock things like jetpack improvements or new pistol mods. But if you want to make a career out of upgrading, you'll be able to utilize base building and resource gathering in a similar way to Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. You'll be able to mine and gather resources, and you'll even be able to assign NPCs to work at your outposts and do all the boring stuff for you. Hey Bob, make me 400 space battery bobbin things while I swan off around the galaxy doing cool spaceship stuff. Thanks Bob, love you man. One key element of Starfield character creation are the new background and starting skills. These let you pick a specific backstory that reflects the type of character you want to be. So you can be things like a chef, or gain better health and cooking skills, or a diplomat to be better at talking to NPCs. It's about more than a few starting buffs and a cool backstory, as the characters you meet may bring up your background in conversation and in key story moments. Starfield's skills are split into physical, social, combat, science, and tech disciplines, with multiple tiers for each. Earning XP will let you unlock a skill initially, and you'll be able to level it up by doing the thing. So, for example, unlocking the ballistic skill with XP points will let you earn extra damage buffs to ballistic weapons by killing things with ballistic weapons. It's a system that should really enhance the type of character you're building, because you'll constantly be improving the things you're actually already doing. If Starfield's backgrounds give you starting skills, then traits are like character-based perks. For example, the kid stuff trait means that you start with a home, your parents' home more specifically, but it means 10% of all of your income will be automatically sent to support them. The starter home trait, on the other hand, will give you a small house of your own, but you'll start the game with a 50,000 credit mortgage to pay off. Then there's the introvert trait, which gives you buffs whenever you adventure alone, which is great as long as you never want any companions. Some choices will also have consequences with certain groups. There are 2 religious factions, for example, and picking one will get you discounts in their stores, but bar you from the other. There are 16 of these traits in total, but you can only pick 3, and the trick's going to come from balancing all the pros and cons to shape how you play. It's not been made super clear, but Starfield is a single-player game, with creative director Todd Howard saying in a 2020 interview that the stuff we have coming, Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, are single-player games. Bethesda has reiterated that single-player message ever since, but that hasn't stopped people thinking that there's some sort of multiplayer mode or surprise twist on the way. As of this recording, there isn't any multiplayer yet. So, what are you looking forward to most about Starfield? Let us know in the comments below.